Today I'm flying from Istanbul to Baghdad with Pegasus Airlines. I'll show you what flying with this airline is like, what to expect during the journey, and a mistake that visitors make in Baghdad Airport when they first arrive that costs them hours. Our journey starts at Sabiha Airport, and to get to the Baghdad flights, you have to take the stairs downstairs. The Iraq flights are always from the 500 gates. When you reach the gate, you'll actually be taken by a bus to the plane. Try and arrive early because these buses fill up quickly, so you may not get a good spot on the bus. The plane is an Airbus A321neo. This is what the interior looks like when you first enter, and usually these night flights are actually pretty quiet. The seat configuration looks like this. It is a fairly standard seat, but a bit dated, I would say. Luckily for me, though, I did have the whole row to myself. We immediately started taking off with a flight time of over 2.5 hours, depending on weather conditions. I recorded the full takeoff, and this is what the takeoff looks like. To hear commentary, skip to 2 minutes in the video timeline. And we are off. This is what Istanbul looks like at night. It's really beautiful. I do wish I could have stayed in the city for a bit. The flight service started 10 minutes later, but nobody ever really buys anything in these flights because they're so late at night. We were now passing through different cities in Turkey, which is really beautiful because these flights, an interesting thing is they don't actually fly too high. But at around the 30-minute mark, we did encounter turbulence. We then passed through a myriad of cities in Turkey. As we entered Iraq, the flight does actually not fly to Mosul. A lot of flights today, even today, they still avoid Mosul. They fly through Iraqi Kurdistan. 2 hours later, the captain told us we arrived. Most interesting way.
Yes, good night. This is your captain speaking from flight deck. In a few minutes later, we are commencing our descent for Baghdad International Airport.
And there is Baghdad in the distance. The reason why you're seeing a lot of black patches and spots is because electricity in Iraq isn't actually available 24 hours a day in big parts of the country and in big parts of Baghdad as well. So you'll have these weird corners. And the shiny red orange lights there, they actually are like weird lights. So that's what they are. It's an interesting thing that they have there because we're actually flying, like I already said, we're flying really, really low. So we can actually see the ground, you could say. It's weird why they fly this way in the Middle East, but I don't really get it. Here's what the full landing sequence looks like in Iraq when landing into Baghdad. And this is different areas of Baghdad. You can actually see like the traffic. That's how low we're flying over it. It's really cool, yeah, and you kind of can see how sad the electricity situation is because so many places are pretty much just in the dark, literally. So it's kind of cool to think from like a Western perspective how the electricity isn't really there, but it's just an interesting observation I picked up. If you want to skip the landings, please skip to 6:48 in the video timeline. For now, please enjoy us landing into Baghdad. I wonder if that's like a football field. Welcome to Baghdad, I guess, and I can't wait to show you the adventure we're going to have over the next 3 weeks. The blue building you're seeing is actually a really large hotel. The building next to it is another large, it's not a hotel, but it is like a living apartment luxury complex. Yeah, it's a bit weird, but in Iraq, property prices are actually really expensive. These are just some facts I learned while I was there.
Değerli misafirlerimiz, emniyetiniz için take care when opening overhead lockers. From now on, you may use your mobile phone. On behalf of the Pegasus family, we would like to thank you for flying with us.
Iraq is actually not just desert. There are a lot of palm trees, and what you're seeing there is actually palm tree, which is really cool to see. Yeah, they've made the road to the airport really beautiful. The Baghdad Airport tower looks like a clock. It looks like a bit like Big Ben. What do you think? And then we were able to take off the plane. That's the interior shot. I couldn't film it when I entered because there were too many people, and people here are a bit sensitive. But we're officially in Baghdad. Let's touch on wood, and it feels pretty surreal to be here. Yeah, you never think to yourself you would be actually in Baghdad. And the airport is fairly modern. And stay around till 3 more weeks later, where I actually do show you what the airport is like when I leave Iraq as well, because we also have lounge access. And this is what Baghdad looks like at night. It was fairly smooth. If you ever do fly through here, go to the visa gate to get your passport stamped. This is what Baghdad looks like at night, because what happens is a lot of people make the mistake of going to the passports directly, but they need to get their e-visa stamped first. It's weird, but that's how it looks like. And be careful with Sabiha Airport, as the prices are insane. 8 US for a bowl of water.